If you are new to this industry or you're wanting to get into acting, you've done an audition and they're asking you to do a slate and you're like, what is that? This video is going to help you. Hi, my name is Sangeetha. Hey, my name is Sangeetha.
Hello, my name is Marshall Weishtrai Yuan.
And I'm Sangeetha Gowda.
I'm 165 centimeters.
I'm based in Sydney.
And I'm available for all of the shoot dates.
So slates can be a little different depending on what the slate is for. If this slate is for an audition, so they've asked you to audition and submit a slate, the slate is going to be just some general information about you as an actor. So they just can go, okay, tick, 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 or like, okay, where is that person based, and like whatever. So the general rule of thumb for what you include in your slate, it's usually kept super simple. Honestly, like 10 seconds or 20 seconds. General things that you're going to include in a slate is your name, your age. Sometimes if they don't ask for age, I would just leave age out. Your height, where you're based, and what agent you're with. Now, if you are not with an agent, do not say, I'm not with an agent. You will then say that you are freelance. Freelance sounds a lot more professional. It's a lot more professional way to say that you are not with an agent, because it seems like, oh, maybe you're looking for one, and maybe you are in a transitional phase. So yeah, just say you're freelance if you don't have an agent. Occasionally for some auditions, they're also going to ask you if you're free on the shoot dates. So if you're free on the shoot dates, you'll add, yes, I am free on the shoot dates. Wow, how hard was that, right? One thing I will say about your availability, unless you have like a life-changing surgery or something crazy drastic happening on one of the shoot dates, then always say that you're available. Because with things like this, with so many actors auditioning, sometimes casting will just take any opportunity they can to cut down the shortlist. And if someone says, oh, I'm not available on this date, or the other person says, yeah, I'm available on all of them, they're probably just going to be like, okay, let's just put that person on the shortlist. So always say that you're available, and then should you get the role, whether it's a commercial, whatever it is, then you can have some flexibility to be like, okay, can we maybe do this date instead? Because you're already cast, you know? So you want the best chance you can to get this role.
In a lot of my spare time, I also like to keep fit and just, you know, like go to the gym. So
not like me, obviously. No. Nah, I do like fitness as well, but not this much. Now, a different kind of slate is where they ask you for an introduction about yourself. So if this is for like a casting platform and you need to do an intro video, so a little talk to camera, honestly, try no longer than a minute and a half. And in this intro video, you're just gonna say, hi, my name is this, I'm based in this location, I am an actor, and this is a little bit about me. So in the little bit about me, which they sometimes ask for in castings, they say, oh, please slate to camera and tell us a bit about yourself. Now, don't you hate that question? Whenever someone actually asks, oh, tell me a bit about yourself, and you're like, your brain just goes elsewhere and you're like, oh, what even is there about me? So it's very important to have an idea of, if you're ever asked that, what are you going to say? I would just list a few things about yourself that are actually not to do with acting. So maybe you're talking about a few skills you have or a few hobbies that you really like to do. So basically in the tell me a bit about yourself, they want to know who you are. You're an actor, yes, but that's not your whole self. You know, you should still have an identity that is like not to do with acting, because everybody's going to say they're an actor, but who are you? And what is it about you that makes you stand out or different to other people? So maybe list a couple hobbies that you like. You know, do you like animals? Is there maybe a little, especially if this is for a comedy thing, like is there a short, funny story about yourself you could mention? But beyond everything is to really be yourself. Like, don't think about, oh, what can I say that's gonna help me get this role more? Or how can I be more like this person? Like, whatever quirky or weird, like, responses you have is what's important. You need to showcase yourself. Because I'm also a filmmaker, I actually mention that because it's so integral to myself in this point of my career. You know, of course, I've been filmmaking through Noah Films, and that's something I do almost 24/7, it feels like. So obviously I would mention that because it's something that's so important to me. And if you want to talk about acting because maybe it is such a big thing to you, then mention why you like acting. You know, everybody's going to say, oh, I love acting. Yeah. But why do you specifically want to be an actor, and why do you specifically like acting? That's an interesting response to give. Another thing I want to mention is to make sure that your background is clean and simple. So I'm sitting down right now, but you can see the grey wall behind me. You're going to be standing in your slate, and honestly, it should really be the same setup as your audition. So a plain wall backdrop, you know, blue, grey is usually good. And just do your slate there. So no distractions, nothing in the background. We can just see you and hear you clearly. But yeah, that's a simple rundown on what the heck a talk to camera is and how to do it. If there's anything I missed, do leave me a comment. I'll be happy to do any other video or just give you a bit more information in the comments. And please give us a subscribe. It really helps our channel to grow, and we regularly post different tutorials on acting and the filmmaking process. And we look forward to seeing you in the next video. See you soon.